Time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. A Clipper system is going to move across the upper Great Lakes into eastern Canada by tomorrow. The cold air and upper level energies are going to produce lake effect snow downwind from the Great Lakes. As the front passes, lake effect snow is going to become more moderate to heavy lake enhanced snow through tomorrow. Furthermore, intense high pressure over parts of the northern Intermountain region and Great Basin will set up Santa Ana winds over Southern California. Therefore, an extreme risk of fire weather over parts of Southern California has been put in place, which is exactly what they don't need. Closer to home, dry and cool for the week ahead, with a slow warming trend back to normal and above for the weekend. Winds look to be breezy to windy for the weekend, and the week ahead looks to stay mainly dry. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. There's a road closure at West Canal Street between Eddy and White Sands due to Union Pacific Railroad's repairs of sections of the train tracks at the crossing. The closure is scheduled through tomorrow, and drivers are going to be detoured onto Eddy Drive south to West 10th Street for access onto White Sands Boulevard. The village of Tularosa is having a workshop this Friday. Details for the agenda can be found on villageoftularosa.com. Alamogordo Daily News editor Elva Osterreich appeared on KRWG and spoke about what's going on in Santa Fe.
And this year, the session is convening with the largest percentage of women in the United States, based on its total number of members. Female legislators in the state hold a 54% majority, thanks to voters electing 11 additional women in November, both Democrats and Republicans. Women hold 44 seats in the New Mexico House, while men hold 24. In the Senate, the men are more. The men hold 26 of the 42 seats. Representative Joy Garrett, an Albuquerque Democrat, said the shift in representation is ironic, considering only 8 years ago women had to make the long trek to find a restroom at the Roundhouse. One was finally installed in 2018 near the chamber. Stay tuned to the Alamogordo News for updates on this year's session.
She went on to talk about other topics, and you can hear it all on the KRWG website. Kitty City is looking for some free votes from you.
One of our special needs kitties, Lenny Lou, was selected for March of the 2025 National Cat Calendar. This qualifies Kitty City to win $10,000 as the rescue that had Lenny Lou. The winner will be determined by the number of votes received for Lenny Lou by Thursday at 6 p.m. Here's how you can help. Go to Facebook to Kitty City NM. That's Kitty City NM. Click on the Vote for Lenny Lou link and cast your vote, and then share the post.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Hi, Sunny Harris, inviting you to join Animal Village NM's Thank You in Advance fundraiser and help us reach our goal of $25,000 by February 29th. Your support will fund spay-neuter surgeries for more than 200 pets and provide essential pet food for families in need. Drop off gently worn shoes at our collection boxes or donate online at animalvillagenm.org. By mail, 303 Spring Road, Ruidoso, 88345. Thank you in advance for your generosity. AnimalVillageNM.org.
Local news from local perspectives, from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Local sports, local events, and local happenings and more. Nonprofit owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
A former New Mexico State police officer from Carlsbad was sentenced to federal prison. Sammy Clouthier, 45, knowingly possessed child pornography involving a prepubescent minor between December 30th, 2023 and March 25th, 2024. During that time, Clouthier was a sergeant with the New Mexico State Police. Clouthier was sentenced to 85 months in prison in order to pay over $52,000 in restitution to the victims. When he's released from prison, Clouthier will be subject to 5 years of supervised release and must register as a sex offender. A baby was found safe and sound after a stolen vehicle response over the weekend in Rio Rancho. Deputies first responded to a father looking for his child. The father was driving another vehicle he owned. This led to law enforcement continuing the search with dispatch requesting air support. A 2-mile radius was established in the area, and this led to a deputy finding the vehicle they were looking for near a restaurant. The baby was found abandoned inside the vehicle. The baby was removed and examined, and the good news, she was not hurt. State Police, Albuquerque Police, and the Bernalillo County Sheriff's Department assisted in this response. No details have been provided regarding a possible suspect. A Las Cruces jury found Las Cruces Police Department officers did not use excessive force against Eric Lopez during his July 2022 arrest. A civil trial began on January 6th of this year, with the jury taking less than a day to come back with their decision after the case was handed over to him. 32-year-old Eric Lopez claimed that 3 police officers and a sergeant used excessive force and battered him when taking him into custody during a July 3rd, 2022 incident. When officers made contact with Lopez, he was holding a bloody knife, and he also appeared to have a firearm in his waistband. During the interaction with police, Lopez placed his hands directly over the firearm multiple times. Later, it was discovered the firearm was a replica pellet gun. No gunshots were fired. Lopez was seeking $1 million in damages, but the jury's decision means the city is not liable for any damages and will pay nothing. And the moral to this story: don't come at cops with a bloody knife and a firearm sticking out of your pants thinking you're going to get $1 million. A New York man pled guilty to a federal charge last week after setting fire to a church and preschool in California last year while staff and children were inside the building. Jonathan Barajas Nava pled guilty to 1 count of damage to religious property. So this past April, Nava brought a can of gasoline to a San Bernardino County church and preschool, and he poured it all over the door, then set that door on fire. Good news is nobody got hurt. Now, this happened after Nava failed to report to his probation officer in New Mexico. Why was he on probation? You'll find this shocking. He was sentenced to 5 years of supervised probation after being found guilty of arson. He's facing up to 20 years in this case, and these charges are federal. His sentencing is scheduled for March 31st. The 60-day session began yesterday at the Roundhouse after the failed short-lived special session this past summer. The Acoma Pueblo Sky City Buffalo Ram dancers performed in the New Mexico Capitol Rotunda. The governor ran her yap. Republicans responded with their rhetoric. The first piece of legislation started making its way through the legislature, known as the Feed Bill. The bill approves money required to fund the 60-day session and the work of nonpartisan staff throughout the year. This year, it's going to cost taxpayers $68 million. The bill passed the House on Tuesday and is going to head to the Senate today. Both legislative chambers also elected new leaders and announced committee assignments. I guess that's all they got done. Sports and weather are coming up next. You're listening to Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this: without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 11 games for Mexico girls basketball today. That includes Corona Von at Carrizozo. 7 games for Mexico varsity basketball today, including Hatch comes to Tularosa. Ow! Go Wildcats! Your Crazy Radio spot on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies, mostly clear tonight, sunny tomorrow, winds gusting up to 12 miles per hour. Your high today in the basin, 51, low tonight of 19, wind chill is going to make it feel like it's 11. High tomorrow, 42, wind chill is going to make it feel like it's 11 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny skies today, winds gusting as high as 20 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight, winds gusting as high as 16. Sunny tomorrow, winds gusting as high as 20. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 37. Wind chill is going to make it feel like it's 9. Low tonight of 8. Wind chill is going to make it feel like it's -4. High tomorrow, 23. Wind chill is going to make it feel like it's -4 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. And that concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.